Good morning, friends. How are you? Happy Monday. So thank you for finding me earlier in the day than normal. I have struggled with the lighting in my craft room for a while, and with it getting dark so early in the morning or so early in the afternoon and the evening, really it's too dark in here to do it then. I have a few things to share with you today. I promised a sneak peek from the upcoming mini catalog that goes live in January, and a sneak peek from the Delicate Dahlias class. That is the stamp set featured in the December card club. And then I'm going to show you what a difference heat embossing can do. In fact, it can be the whole card. So I'm going to switch. At least that's what I think I'm telling you to do. Go. No. All right, we'll do that up here then. Okay, yeah. All right, so I don't even know what I was doing this morning. Ran across a video by Fiona Bradley. She's a demonstrator in Australia, and she shared, she timed herself making 10 cards, and in less than 20 minutes. And because of the way she had done it, you'd actually be able to do 10 more much faster than that. Now, I have praised the benefit of large greetings for some time, and so anyway, this is basically what she did. This is my mock-up, and gosh, is that as blurry as I think it is? Come on. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll hold it up here. Can't tell if it's my eyes or not, but anyway, it's just this simple, guys. It's a colored piece of cardstock. It's white or silver heat embossing, and then a white sheet on the inside. No ribbon, no layers, no embellishments, just fast and beautiful. So that is what a large, beautiful greeting can do for you. So we're going to make some of those. We're going to use the colors that Fiona did, because there's no way I could improve on what she did. Okay, Johnny, thanks for letting me know. I hope you have a great day. All right, so I'm going to score these colors, all these cardstock, these pieces of cardstock at, score them at 5.5, and then I'm going to cut them at 4 1/4. So here in the US, that is half a sheet of regular cardstock. So I've got Night of Navy, and then I have Blackberry Bliss. I thought this was a fun project too, because you get to use all of these cool colors. Then Basic Gray, and Sherry Cobbler. The one I showed you a minute ago was Real Red, and it just happened to be lying around on my desk when I was working earlier. And this is Evening Evergreen. Now, I will have a newsletter that goes out today with December and January events posted. I don't have all the details of everything, but the newsletter is going out, so be sure and watch your email. If you don't see it in your email by this evening, then be sure and let me know. Check your junk. Something is wrong. All right, this is Gray Granite, and I have Coastal Cabana. Look at all these fun colors that we haven't seen a whole lot of during the Christmas season, right? Although this was a huge color with the snowmen of, I'm going to say, a couple of years ago. Okay, so that was Coastal Cabana. This is Melon Mambo. And then I have Pale Papaya and Fresh Freesia. Okay, I just threw a blade across the room. Not quite across the room. But I'm going to put it back on because the kittens I had a blade that fell off a week or so ago, and the kittens took off with it. And that was not good. Okay, so now I'm going to cut at 4 1/4. That's fresh freesia and pale papaya. These are both colors being used in the Delicate Dahlias class. Now that class is technically scheduled to be on Christmas Eve. Well, not Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We are not going to meet in person on Christmas Day. So I decided to feature the Delicate Dahlias this month because that meant I could include the stamp set for free. So you're still going to get a goodie bag. Well, actually, your goodie bag is going to be worth a whole lot more because the stamp set is not featured into that value. Where's my... Okay, sorry, 4 1/4. Gray granite. Okay, those we're going to emboss in silver, and now these we're going to emboss in white. And we're going to do a Christmas greeting, and we're going to do a birthday greeting. Because really, you just want something that's large and scripty and pretty. At least I think I like scripty. I guess technically it doesn't have to be scripty. So 10 pieces of cardstock cut in half gives us 20 card bases. And I can put the trimmer away. Now, the way that you make these quickly is by using the Stamparatus. All right, and I am going to separate these out into 2 piles. I should have done this as I was cutting it, but I don't have a lot of room up here. I know that's shocking, but I clean it up and then I mess it up. And I did not stamp at all yesterday. My husband and I binge watched Ted Lasso. We've heard a lot about that show, but we just hadn't had a chance to really watch it, so we decided that we would, and it was awesome. Okay, so thinking about how I want to do this. I'm going to do okay, let's do I don't think I'm going to take the time to make all 20 of these, but I want you to get a good sense of what they are. Okay, so starting with Evening Evergreen, I have got this stamp. This is from the Happiest of Birthdays. This is in the annual catalog. Okay, so this large greeting here. And on the inside, I might stamp Happy B-Day all the way down using the hinge technique. I'm not going to show you that today. And I have set this up so that I don't even have to use a magnet. That's how fast we can go here. I've got the edge of the cardstock in the corner. And so we're just going to stamp and move and stamp and move. Okay. So I'm inking this up with Versamark ink. And remember, Versamark is a very sticky ink. Takes a little bit of time to dry. So we can do 5 of these. Okay, so this is our white pile, and I'm just looking to make sure I got a good image. It might be hard for you to see. I do not want these to touch and smudge. But the Stamparatus, so you can see how quickly I can go. Everything's already positioned. All I have to do is swap out the paper, re-ink, and stamp it down. Now this is a cling stamp, so it does not require anything between the cardstock and the platform. Just really feel like that's not getting inked as much as I would like. Looks wet. And see, that looks much better, but now birthdays looks a little off. It's close to the hinge. It can sometimes take a little extra pressure to get a good stamp, a good image, a good crisp, well inked. And that's just because the plate is on a slight angle. But it makes it so fast to load this up and go that, of course, if I have to stamp it multiple times, maybe that's not such a great thing. I typically do stamp over here. And I'm just leaning down. Oh yeah, it's plenty wet. It may just not look as wet. All right, so this is the last of the white embossing. So I'm gonna stamp this last one and then set it aside and add the embossing powder. And I keep a lot of my embossing powders in tubs like this. Oh, you know what I meant to do and I forgot. Okay, so we used to sell an Embossing Buddy, which kind of helped keep the embossing powder from sticking anywhere other than the inked places, like right here. If I'd used the Embossing Buddy, I wouldn't have gotten this little extra. Okay. The Embossing Buddy is something that we don't currently carry. You can make your own out of cornstarch. It's already so pretty, isn't it? And I'm just going to these are going to be laid out everywhere as I try to keep them from bumping into each other. I love these rich colors. And did y'all see that just fly over my... It just flew over there. Oh my gosh, now I'm flying it over here. So the idea of the tub is to, make a little less mess. But as you saw, I just flung it that way and I flung it this way. Okay, so now let's put the lid on this and let's heat emboss these 5. And then we'll maybe do a different greeting and the silver powder. All right, so this is our heat tool. And you'll see, I hope, when this starts to melt, heat sets the embossing powder. Okay, can you kind of see how the birthday is much whiter than the others? That's the part that's already been heat set. Okay, so there's the first one. Now that the heat tool is hot, the others won't take as long. It's kind of like heating up your curling iron. I love to watch it. It's like magic as it just spreads. There's number 2. So those of you that know me know that this appeals to me because it's quick and simple. I've already showed you I'm just like a little kid watching the magic happen with the heat setting. But these are beautiful cards that you can make up and send. So maybe you're addressing your Christmas cards and you realize that you are just a little bit short. Well, the next greeting that I'm going to use is one that, actually it's the one that Fiona shared. I'm so glad I have it. And it probably will not make it to my retired product sale. Okay, those are all heat set now. We're making sure I just hadn't set that one over there and forgotten to. Oh shoot, I did. Ah, no. Oh no. So I went to make sure that that was already heat set and it wasn't. Okay, so what do you do when that happens? I tell you all the time that, you know, when you make a mistake, it's an opportunity, right, to show you something. Now, I already know I'm going to do a white liner on the inside, right? So I am going to turn this piece into the inside of my card. Okay, so I'm just going to knock off the powder. And that yuckiness will be covered by the white piece I'm going to put on the inside. All right, bring back out the Stamparatus. This little is just a little paintbrush. I've got a gritty little mess over there. Okay, but as long as I'm doing this again, let's get the Embossing Buddy and I'll show you how it works as well. Okay, so if I want this to be the inside of my card, then this piece is going to be the front, the outside. And this is a perfect one to pull out the Embossing Buddy because I do have a little extra embossing powder floating around here. Now, so it's just a little pouch with cornstarch in it. So you could make your own. All right. Oh my goodness, that's a little funny. That's fine because it did give me a chance to show you what to do. Now, this is a little, you know, powdery looking. That's why I think some of us don't always use the Embossing Buddy, is because it does look a little powdery. But you can, after this is all heat set, you can wipe that with a paper towel or a soft cloth and get that cornstarch to dust off. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we're going to take 2 here. Pull back out the white embossing powder. And see, and look how wonderful that is. So this is the Embossing Buddy dust. It's not embossing powder. So Embossing Buddy did its job. Now let's see if I can manage to heat set take 2 without making a mess. I guess I should count as I go along to make sure I get them all right. I still smudged it. I bumped it with the heat tool. Poor little Blackberry Bliss. The versamark ink is clear, and then I'm using white embossing powder on this. If you wanted a color, you could ink up in versamark and then ink your color on top of it. I'm just giving that a second to set. And we are 21.5 minutes in. So I am going to move on pretty quickly to the Christmas greeting and silver on the other colors. But this is what we have so far. Just add a white liner to the inside, white piece of cardstock, cut 4 by 5 1/4, and you're good to go. You'll just come back and work on the embossing cornstarch. Get that removed. Which way do you like the colors? Isn't that funny? Anyway, okay, so that was the silver and the birthday. Now we're going to move on and we're going to use the big Peace on Earth from Thinking Thanks and Peace. Now guys, this is a retiring stamp set and it is available while supplies last. I learned today that there may not even be a guaranteed until date for the availability of these stamps. All right, swap these out just to keep me honest. And I'm going to just swap out the plates on my Stamparatus. So, okay, this one needs to be cleaned. I'm just going to set that there. Yes, I have dust everywhere. I put a few pieces of grid paper under here to give a little more height so that maybe the hinge, I could stamp cleanly as close to the hinge as I am. All right, so now we're going to work with Fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya, Melon Mambo, Coastal Cabana, and Gray Granite. And we're going to use the silver embossing powder with them. Same thing though, I've got the got this lined up already on the Stamparatus so that I can just pop my cardstock into the corner. Okay, that looks lovely. All right, so there's, actually I don't think I need to count these as much as I need to count as I heat emboss. So I think my next move in the lighting adventure is to actually move over to the desk by the window and do my filming from there. So we'll give that a try on Wednesday and see how we like that. I'm also going to start at 11 o'clock Central. I want to have the Dahlia kits ready to go by the 17th, which means I really need you to RSVP, register for the class, by the 10th. I'm not allowed to pre-order per Stampin' Up! Rules. So even if I cut extra, I won't have the product to include in the goodie bag, which you need to complete your projects. We're going to make 8 cards. I've got 4 designs. I'm going to show you one of those designs today, and then show you another card I've created from that stamp set. And then I thought we should stamp a Valentine treat. You know, and I was just realizing I was going to stamp on, well, it may just be an idea, and we may not actually get to do it today. Okay, so now that's all 5 of them stamped with this beautiful Peace on Earth. I laugh every time I see Peace on Earth, because when Marshall and Hattie were little, we went to Disney World, and okay, this is not going to work. I got to use my spoon. We went to Disney World, and let's see, Marshall was 3, and Hattie was about 1.5 years. And at one point, they were both asleep in strollers, and I parked the 2 strollers side by side and took a photo, and that was my photo Christmas card that year, and my caption was Peace on Earth. And if you've lived with toddlers, then you can imagine that, well, yeah, it was. To have 2 of them asleep at the same time. That's very nice. I thought I was quite clever. Everybody has a different definition of peace on earth, I suppose. All right, there's 2. It'll be a little easier to tell since well, no, I guess it won't. Never mind. So, as usual, once I finish here, I will take some photos. I'll finish up a card with a inside liner as well and take photos of it. Yeah, and I should have put a spoon in here. I just added the silver to this tub, and my mental note to go get a spoon failed. Those mental notes, right? Or is that just me? I find it very interesting that I've got friends that have completely finished their shopping. You're my heroes. So I will get photos taken of all of these, get a few of them all complete for you to see, and I'll put that in my blog post and share it out, mail it out. Oh my gosh. Along with a newsletter that's got to go out with the December calendar, as well as January. January has bingo. It also has an all-day Stamp-A-Stack, and that is going to be Valentine's projects. So you can go ahead and register for those on my website, that michellesalcho.com. It's my website, and I'm working very hard to make that your single stop. That you can go there and find class information, you can find tutorials for previous classes, you can find retired products to purchase, you can find the blog posts and learn how I've done things on these videos. and lots of photos of those projects. And I'm trying to get better at all of those things. I love learning, and I think that we all have room to grow. And I recognize that, yeah. So the website is not ever going to be completely finished, because as I learn things, I'm going to improve. I need to learn Instagram and Pinterest. I can't wait to tackle those areas. That's probably a lot of what I'll be doing when I don't have classes at the end of the month. I'll probably be learning some of those areas to come out really strong first of the year. So December has virtual class on the third Thursday, has card club on the 25th of December. We are using the in colors for 21 to 23, which means fresh freesia, pale papaya, soft succulent, evening evergreen, and polished pink, and the delicate dahlias stamp set. Now when you check out, there's a question that asks you whether or not you need the stamp set. I'm hoping to reach as many people as possible, so if you need the stamp set, absolutely, let me send you the stamp set. Or you can pick up. But if you don't need it, you got a couple options. You can still take it and then you can share with a friend, or you can turn it down and then I would have it to send on to another person registered for the class. You liking the silver? If there's something that you would like to see me do, or that you recognize that I need to get better at that maybe I don't know, then please leave me a comment and let me know. I want these to be good for you. See, I didn't touch it that time until I moved around. All right. So here is Peace on Earth in silver on pale papaya, then on gray granite, yes, Coastal Cabana, now the lighting is messing with me, polished pink, and fresh freesia. So when I add the white lining here, you could stamp another greeting here or not. I mean, these are just beautiful as they are. And I'm going to switch back to me for just a moment and see if I can get the lighting. All right, well, we're just going to have to wait until I take photos, I feel sure. Okay. If anyone has lighting tips, please let me know. I know Johnny had suggested that I needed more ambient light. So I think that maybe moving over to the other desk may be my best solution. Okay, so here's the Peace on Earth on these 5 colors. And we are at the 34-minute mark. All right. Let's see. I will finish up making all of those, but I want to be sure I show you these delicate dahlias. So here is a delicate dahlia card using fresh freesia with a little bit of Blackberry Bliss cardstock and ink here with the Biggest Wish stamp set and the Delicate Dahlia stamp set. And you can't see in this photo, but or in this image, well, can you? There's so much depth. That is a single stamp that I stamped that flower. And then I have another one just here. So this stands up. Okay, so I've used a little bit of the Dazzling Diamonds paper, I believe it was, and the greeting says, okay, it says you inspire me, but this is a really simple card. It stands up, and again, this one happens to be fresh freesia as well, and just for giggles, I'll show this back down here and see if it shows any better, and it does a little bit. Okay, so this is you inspire me, and you get a better look at the image this way. And so here is the other one, although it looks a little muddy, and it's not muddy at all. Okay, here's my other thought. This is one of the Valentine sets in the new catalog. I want to stamp these conversation hearts on a treat box, or a treat, or the mini coffee cups like I did for the gingerbread. And there are treat boxes, so I'm going to pull those out and stamp on those, and I'm going to stamp on a mini coffee cup as well, because then you could fill these with conversation hearts and little love notes, or I don't know, I think it'd be so cute to do. And the stamping should be just as fast and fun and easy as it was to stamp with the gingerbread. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm excited to do that. So I'll try to do that this afternoon once I get these photographs and everything done. Now, tonight at 7 o'clock, from 7 to 9, we Zoom. So bring a project that you have that you want to work on and join us in the Zoom. The link is in the Facebook group, the Facebook page. I'm sure it's also in the group, but I'll probably try and add it to the comments as well. We'd love to have you join us and hang out for as long as you like. So remember that this stamp set is while supplies last. It is retiring, and it is number 156552. That is what we used to make these cards. What else do you need? You need the you need a heat tool. You need versamark ink. This is what versamark ink looks like. And you need the embossing powders. The embossing powders are sold in 2 sets. Okay, so there's a metallics, and there is a basics. Right, so it's on page 128 of the annual catalog. So right here on this page, okay. So here are the embossing powders. There's a set of black, clear, and white for $18, and there's a set of metallics for copper, gold, and silver for $18. And today we used the white on the darker colors and the silver on the lighter colors. The heat tool is on the same page. It is $30. Versamark ink is on the opposite page, right here on 129, and the Versamark ink pad is $9.50. Now guys, that's enough of a purchase to get you the 4 cards from the virtual card class later this month, as well as a favorite embellishment of mine. So if you'd like to place your order, if you start at michellesalcho.com, you can, oh my gosh, where are you? That is kind of wild. Okay, so sorry, I'm gonna actually have to do this. Okay, and then this technology. So that host code 4ETZYTD6 is the host code that is good for another week or 2, and you can shop using that code. Hey, does somebody need to be shopping for you? Reach out. I'll be glad to help them out as well. All right, guys, I've talked for far too long, and we're finished with our project, so I'm going to let you go. Take care. Bye-bye.